Hello and welcome to F1 2016 Career Mode. We're here at the circuit Hermanos Rodríguez for the Mexican Grand Prix here in Mexico City. We're here at the third to last race of this season. I mean, I don't know where the season's gone by. It's gone in a flash. It really has. And we've only got 2 more episodes to go after this one. And then who knows what will come, whether we have a second season or not. I've definitely got a few other ideas in the pipeline. So if you do want a second season, make sure you make your voice heard, so that you get your second season. Because of course you are the guys and girls that watch these videos. So I want to make the content for you. Although I do have some really good series planned and ready in the pipeline. But enough about that, because we have a championship to win here in Mexico. We can win the World Championship here today. Whether we will or not is we need a lot of things to go in our favour if we are to win the championship here. We need to... I think we have to win the race and hope that Vettel and Ricciardo score virtually nothing or nothing. So the chances of us are doing it are pretty slim, but it depends how scripted the game is, I suppose. I've seen it in a few other career modes that things have been scripted anyway. But as you can see, there's us failing everything apart from track acclimatization in practice. Here are our resource points from practice, and I'm going to send you to Emma for our qualifying goals.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
So, third and beat Ricciardo, because Ricciardo is, of course, our rival. Third, that's going to be tough. Practice again. We haven't quite been at the races, and our form at the back end of the season has not been very good. So, hopefully, we can turn it around in a full wet qualifying 1.
Welcome to qualifying here in Mexico, where the cars will be going out on track very shortly and battling it out to secure pole for tomorrow's Grand Prix.
We're skipping right into qualifying 2. Qualifying 1 went full wet, then inters, and then qualifying 2 has started raining at the start of the session, and then it's gone to slicks. So here we are about 10 minutes in, with 10 minutes left of the session to go. We're finishing our first lap on the soft compound tyres. I want to start the race. We're starting our lap on these tyres, I think, and starting our lap. We finished our lap, yes, we finished our lap, but it just wasn't quick enough. As you can see, it only put us P12. So annoyingly, we're going to have to use the super soft compound tyre, but it means we can be so much more aggressive in the race with our race strategy by starting on the quickest compound, and we go fastest in the session with that lap from Massa and Ricciardo. Although both Ferraris and the Williams of Valtteri Bottas all got through on the soft compound tyre, so those guys are going to be a major threat in the race, as we're now in qualifying 3. As you can see, it's starting to rain at the start of this session, so we're only going to get 1 lap in this session, so it's one-shot qualifying in Quali 3 to determine the grid. We're using our Q3 set of tyres to save a set of super softs for the race, and as we come across the line, does that put us P3 currently? Will we stay there? But I don't think we have. No, we've dropped to 4th. Raikkonen pipped us right at the end, so it'll be P4 for the race. Ricciardo's beaten us, and we haven't finished 3rd, so the team are going to love us at the moment. Qualifying has really been our weakest point this season, although we do have a couple of poles to our name. Our last pole position seems like a lifetime ago at the Singapore Grand Prix. Here we are in the rivalry. Not good. Definitely not good at all, although we were quicker in Sector 1 yet again. Straight line speeds looking okay here. But the slipstream and the DRS is so powerful at this track. It's actually ridiculous how quick the AI that they are in a straight line with the slipstream. So we'll see how we go. Driver position, that's going to suffer quite badly, I think. Yeah, we're getting perilously close to the red at the back end of this season. Here's our race goals.
Hi, it's Emma here. Just wanted to let you know what the team are hoping for in the race.
So there we go. Those are our goals. Beat Ricciardo. Be 6th in the Drivers' Championship, and I think that says 3rd again. So a podium is what we want from this race. We just need to be consistent to the end of the season and just limit the points that we lose to either Ricciardo or Vettel, because both, although there are like 5 drivers still mathematically in the hunt, it's only really 3 drivers unless Lewis Hamilton just wipes everyone out and then wins every race. But I didn't realise this. Hamilton's still in the title race and Rosberg isn't. So that was quite interesting to note, even though Rosberg's probably been quicker all season. But anyway, I'm going to send you down to Crofty, down to the grid for the Mexican Grand Prix as the crunch time in the season comes to a head here in Mexico.
Formula One may have been absent from Mexico for 23 years, but after 2015's triumphant return, it was as if we'd never been away. In Mexico, a Grand Prix is more than just a race. It's a celebration of speed and of bravery. There's nothing quite like the atmosphere in the stadium today. They'll be drowning out the cars with their noise as they make their way through on lap 1. At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4.
We're in good position for the Constructors' title. There are 3 races left, so we need some good results.
It was a good showing from Red Bull in qualifying, and Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen and a Red Bull, Nico Rosberg and Hamilton, Bottas, Massa, Grosjean and Nico Hülkenberg.
So here we are on the grid. Strategy-wise, we're looking at a 2-stop or maybe even a 3, depending on the tyre wear. So super soft, soft, medium, possibly another set of mediums. So we'll just have to see how it goes as we're now getting underway for the formation lap. Trying to look after these super softs a little bit, be delicate on this formation lap, and of course back the pack up so we can get a good, slightly better start with slightly warmer tyres, and we'll have slightly warmer brakes down at turn 1. You know the drill, we've done it all season long, so we'll see how it goes. And here we are ready with the lights. 5 red lights here in Mexico. Dump the clutch and away we go. And it's been an alright start. Not great, but there's a fast starting Mercedes of Nico Rosberg right behind us. He's been boxed in behind Raikkonen, and we're in the slipstream of Sebastian Vettel. And look at the power of the slipstream as we go down towards turn 1. Vettel's opened up the inside. We've braked late. Max Verstappen-esque. We've just about kept it within the track limits. I mean, fine lines just. And we've taken the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix here at the circuit to Hermanos Rodríguez, and look at the lead we have already as Ricciardo has managed to get himself up into 2nd place. He's battling along with Sebastian Vettel, who started right near the front on the soft compound tyres, and we've had a dream start, and for once we need to do a Sebastian Vettel race and disappear out front and see what we can do. Here's a replay of the start, and as you can see, there was Ricciardo of course got pole, so but Vettel had a pretty good launch, it has to be said. He was definitely going to be leading into turn 1. But as you can see, we just slip into his slipstream. And while everyone else is kind of just... but they're just kind of hitting the block of air, we're able to just get a lovely tow. It catches us out into turn 1. We brake a bit late, but we take the lead anyway. And as you can see, the mad cluster behind. We've got a Manor up in about 8th place, I think they're of Rio Haryanto, showing how good a start he had. He started in about 12th or 13th place, having scored points in the last Grand Prix. Here we're on board with Nico Rosberg, who had an absolute fantastic start, went to the outside, and even still, look how much speed and power that Mercedes has in a straight line, despite the fact it's not the quickest car anymore. And Rosberg briefly moves up into 2nd place, but leaves the door wide open, runs wide through turn 3, and then gets absolutely mugged off by everyone because he had such a poor exit, because he was determined not to have contact. And there's Haryanto driving past him. Rosberg then takes the inside line, quite a nice move, and then gets hit by a Haas on the left-hand side. So Rosberg's fallen down the field despite having probably the best start out of everyone on the grid. Here's the view from Sebastian Vettel as he pulled away briefly into the lead. He's now in 3rd place. So actually, despite having a brilliant launch, he's actually fallen down a place on the grid. As you can see, the mad cluster of cars behind him going into turn 1. And as you can see, this is where Ricciardo sneaks through the middle. Rosberg gets shoved out wide, and Vettel kind of holds on to third. Here's Valtteri Bottas in the Williams, who had a very good start as well on those soft compound tyres. And you, again, just illustrating the power of the slipstream. That's where Rosberg gets boxed in, and Bottas just sees us and just follows us through pretty much. And he takes the inside line into turn 1, gets bashed by Raikkonen. As you can see, the 3 cars up ahead going through. Vettel somehow didn't lose any positions, despite the fact he went about 3 miles an hour. And there's more contact between the 2 fins on the exit. Remember, this is in the real life 2015 season. They had a massive crash, as we've got a Toro Rosso having an engine blowout on the main straight at the end of lap 1. No safety car, no virtual safety car either. As now we got onto lap 6, we're coming in for a pit stop, a lap earlier than we really wanted, but the super softs, as you might have briefly seen on the tyre wear monitor, they're just about to hit 80%, and that's when you need to come into the pits. They start to lose performance around 50%, but you need to pit around 80%. You can usually take them a bit further. We've done that before in China. We've taken them further. But Nico Rosberg, he's in trouble. He's got a right front puncture, so that's going to compromise his race as we now come in for our pit stop. So Rosberg's fault, it was already down the field, and now he's going to suffer quite a lot with that puncture. But I think he was on the super soft, so he was pitting at the end of that lap anyway, so it might not hurt him too badly, to be honest. As we now come out of the pits on a set of soft compound tyres, we've fallen down to 5th place. Ricardo is pitting on the next lap, I believe, and everyone else in front of us then is people who started on the soft compound tyres, so they're going to run a little bit longer into this race anyway. They're doing a 2-stop as well. They're going soft, medium, as well as we're going super soft, medium. So we'll just see how it goes as now we retake the lead on the start of lap 11. We've held the lead from Vettel and Raikkonen, Bottas and Ricciardo, and we'll just see what we can do. As now at the very end of the same lap, Sebastian Vettel is all over the back of us. I mean, Vettel has been absolutely flying since he made his pit stop. We were quicker when we had the super soft tyres. We pulled out about a 5-second lead, and with the overcut, Vettel has just clawed us in, and with the power of the slipstream and the DRS, we don't stand a chance down the main straight, and Vettel takes the lead. We can't even dive bomb into turn 1, and you know, guys, Steve gives me the nickname of Captain Dive Bomb. Not even I could dive it up the inside of Sebastian Vettel into turn 1, and we're even in the slipstream. We don't have the DRS, which is really annoying, and it means we're just not close enough to dive it up the inside into turn 4 either. So we're down into 2nd place now. Vettel is going to just pull away from us now because he's much quicker. He's on much fresher tyres. We're trying to go to around lap 20 on this set of soft compound tyres. But as you can see on lap 15, these tyres are at 70%. This was a brand new set of soft compound tyres. They're not going to make it 5 more laps. They'll make it 1 lap, I think, with 70% tyre, whereas we can see now on lap 16, we're now having to defend from Kimi Raikkonen down the main straight. We're holding the inside line. We're not letting him past. He's not coming past us. But he does just fly straight past us, but he's close enough to dive bomb into turn 1. We somehow don't make contact. He's still got the inside for turn 2. We hang it around the inside, outside. That gives us the inside for turn 3, and we hold on to the position. But as you can see, Vettel has disappeared out in front, and Ricciardo and co are starting to close. There is Daniel Ricciardo. He's having a look at Kimi Raikkonen now as we come into this middle sector. Now we're having a call from Jeff to pit for a change of strategy for super soft and mediums. We're going to change that slightly. We're going to go aggressive on our next set of tyres, because this set of tyres is absolutely finished. We're going to have to pit at the end of this lap. What we're going to do is because we're at the halfway point of this race pretty much, what we're going to do is we're going to pit for soft compound tyres. We've got the scrub set we used in qualifying 2. They've only done 1 flying lap on them and an out lap and an in lap, so we're going to pit for them, and then we're going to pit for our brand new set of super soft tyres to go to the end. So we are going to do a 3-stop, but we're going really aggressive on the strategy. We're taking the race to the AI because they're all doing 2 stops. We're going for in terms of lap time, we're going for a quicker, it might not be an overall race time quick now. I've messed this up so badly. Over the course of a race time, it might not be quicker, but we'll be quicker at the end of the race on super soft tyres when they'll be on worn mediums. So that's my thinking behind it. We could have gone medium super soft, but if we're having to make the extra stop, there's no point in us going on the medium tyres and having terrible pace, because we're just not going to be able to make the time up on the super softs. So we've gone for a scrub set of softs. There's not too much wear on them anyway, because we only did one lap on them. They're not brand new, but we'll just see how it goes. As now at the start of lap 18, we're hunting down Lewis Hamilton, who's about to make his pit stop for the medium compound tyres. Once again, we've done the undercut on everyone else. As you can see, we've selected the super soft tyres now, and we're at 15% wear already on this set of boots. So it's going to be really nip and tuck to whether we can take these to lap 30. So we've got to do 12 laps on these, and they've already taken a battering of wear. But remember, we did a bit of qualifying on these. So we'll just see how it goes as we now cut onto lap 22 and there's 40% wear on those tyres. It's not looking good. I don't think we're going to be able to make it as we wanted to, as Raikkonen comes out of the pits after his final stop. We take the inside line, go up into second place, and we'll just see how it goes now. Raikkonen is going to be so much faster than us because he's on fresh medium. So we're going to defend for now, but we probably won't attack him later on, because we're just not going to be able to hold him. And here is Raikkonen trying to go around the outside into the stadium section, and we're going to give Raikkonen the space. I'm thinking we can get the DRS. We tried to get the cutback, and it means we've lost a little bit more time because we nearly turned into Raikkonen, but we'll have the DRS anyway. So if anything, we can just sit in his slipstream and just gain a little bit down the straight. There's no point battling Raikkonen. We're battling for third place now in this race with the strategy that we've elected as we start lap 23 now, as we've still got 7 laps to our recommended pit stop window. So we're having to contemplate going onto onto a brand new set of mediums and not using the super softs, and maybe hope that a safety car comes out or something to save our race, because we're just not going to make it. As now on lap 25, we're going to come in this lap, we're going to hit 80% any minute now, so we're having to pit 4 brand new tyres as we now come through the middle sector. Oh no! We've got a puncture! The front left has blown! We've got a puncture here at the Mexican Grand Prix! Oh, it's an absolute disaster. We were at 75% wear. We didn't even make it to 80. And our front left tyre has blown through a slow corner. We've fallen down to 6th. We've lost so much time as we now come in for a set of mediums, because we have to go on to mediums now, because there's no way we can make the super softs go 10 laps or something to the end. And our race and our championship challenge might just be falling apart. We've fallen down into 10th place as we come out the pit lane, and I think that we could fall even further down because Fernando Alonso is thundering down the pit straight. We'll see him any second now. There he is, and we're out of the points here with 10 laps to go, and damage limitation at its finest. And with Sebastian Vettel leading, we need as many points as we can get before we lose. We had about a 35-point lead going into this race, and we could lose a huge chunk of points here today if we're not careful, especially with Ricciardo looking like he's a net third as we now go up the inside of Fernando Alonso and get ourselves back into the points at very least, although it's only 1 point. So we need a bit more than that. We need to just get up. But as you can see on the minimap, look how spread out the field is as we're catching Sergio Perez. I've chucked it up into Rich, throwing caution to the wind. We are going to destroy this set of medium compound tyres because we have to. We need the speed, and we just need to get as far up the road as we can and catch as many of these guys as possible if we're gonna be able to maintain this championship fight. Pretty much ever since Silverstone, the results really haven't gone our way. We've only had 2 wins since the Austrian Grand Prix where we won, so we've only won 2 races since then. As now on lap 34, 2 or 3 laps to go, Perez goes right back past us in the DRS zone, so now we've got ourselves caught up in a battle for 9th. We need to be chasing down Felipe Massa, whose soft compound tyres are fading away. And this is what I mean, our race is completely fallen apart in the last 8 laps or so as we cut now onto the final lap of the Grand Prix. We're chasing down Felipe Massa while defending from Sergio Perez as we come down the main straight. And I think Sebastian Vettel has just won the race. Yes, he has. So our championship rival has taken the full 25 points. He becomes now our main challenger yet again. We're only going to take 2 points if we can fend off Perez as we go through past the Mexican fans in the stadium section. They'll be wanting Perez to get past us. We need to hold on for dear life as we come through the final corner. And it's P9 for the Mexican Grand Prix. One of our worst results of the season. And it was not what we wanted here in Mexico City.
after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Difficult call, Crofty, but I'd like to say Sergio Perez.
So it is P9 here in Mexico at the Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez. Vettel wins. It's a Ferrari 1-2. Daniel Ricciardo is third. Valtteri Bottas, an excellent fourth. Hamilton fifth. He beats Rosberg, who finished sixth after that puncture. Hulkenberg is seventh. Massa is eighth. Then it's us, and then Perez rounds out the points. And what a disaster of a Grand Prix. What a Grand Prix we could have won. At one stage, we were leading after the first pit stop. It's a race we could have won, and the points, we still lead the championship, but all of a sudden, with 2 races to go, it's been blown wide open. Any one of me, Vettel or Ricciardo can win this championship now with just a couple of good results. 2 podiums, and if Vettel wins both races, 2 podiums will not be enough. 2 third places are not enough to win us this championship if Vettel wins both. Red Bull are still top of the Constructors' Championship, although Ferrari took a huge chunk of points out of us with that 1-2, and with us virtually not scoring anything. So it's coming down to a crunch point in the season, as I've been saying, and we've been leading. We were dominating. We were nearly 60 points clear at one stage, and all of a sudden we've got ourselves in an absolute mess, and we're very much doing a Lewis Hamilton from 2007 at the moment. And it's worrying. It is worrying, as those are our resource points that we've collated so far. We're at 1,400. So if we stick with Red Bull for next season, we'll have quite a bit to spend. Make them even quicker. And here's our resource points bonus. So there's nearly 1,500 resource points there now. So that's not bad at all. Rivalry. This is going to suffer greatly as well, because I don't think we had a faster lap than Ricciardo. We were quicker in Sector 1 yet again, but we've lost a lot of points there. And we were set to beat him as well. I genuinely think we could have beaten Daniel Ricciardo here today, as driver position is not good. It's not good at all. We could be losing our first driver status possibly at the next Grand Prix. So we need to improve our performance at Brazil, where it will probably rain. I haven't recorded it yet, but I just know it's going to rain. I just know it's a sort of race where it's going to rain. So we've been all right in the rain. So I'm not too worried if it rains around Brazil. So we'll just see how it goes anyway. As you see in the trophy room, I remember, I think it was in one of the first episodes, I said the first half of the season, the first third would be good, the second third would be rubbish, and the third third would be brilliant for us. It hasn't been. Our form has been terrible since Silverstone, and we need to turn it around, and quickly, if we're to hold on to this World Championship. So check out the next part in Brazil next Saturday. Until next time, guys, I will see you around. Like, share and subscribe. Goodbye.